Told you about this last break. Orson Welles did voiceover work, a lot of voiceover work. He had such a signature voice. We will sell no wine before it's time. That kind of thing. And he was doing, I guess, a number of years ago in the studio, a commercial voiceover work for frozen peas. Not sure of the name brand. And he had a long day, it would seem. And so this is actual rare footage from this recording of this promotion.
Actually, Orson Welles.
I think the guy he's talking to, you'll hear him talking to, is the engineer running the voiceover.
We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that?
Yeah, so in other words, I'd start half a second late.
Don't you think you really want to say July over the snow? Isn't that the fun of it? I think it's so nice that you see a snow-covered field and say every July peas grow there. We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. We aren't even in the fields, you see.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking about them growing, and she's picked them.
Yeah, in July.
I don't understand you, then. What must be over for July?
When we get out of that snowy field.
Well, I was out. We were onto a can of peas, a big dish of peas.
Do you emphasize a bit in July?
Why? That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. There's no known way of saying an English sentence in which you begin a sentence with in and emphasize it. Get me a jury and show me how you can say in July, and I'll go down on you. That's just idiotic, if you'll forgive me for the sense. That's just stupid. In July. I'd love to know how you emphasize in and in July. Impossible. Meaningless.
I think all they were thinking about was that they didn't want to...
He isn't thinking.
Orson, can we just do one last...
Yeah?
And it was my fault. I said in July. If you can leave every July.
You didn't say it. He said it. Your friend. We know a certain fjord in Norway, near where the cod gather in great shoals. There, Jan Stangeland.
Fraction more on that shoals thing, because you rolled it around very nicely.
Yeah, roll it around, and I have no more time. You don't know what I'm up against. Because it's full of things that are only correct because they're grammatical, but they're tough on the ear. You see, this is a very wearying one. It's unpleasant to read.
I love listening to you talk.
Unrewarding. Because Findus freeze the cod at sea and then add a crumb crisp coating. That's tough, crumb crisp coating. We know a little place in the American far west where Charlie Briggs chops up the finest prairie-fed beef and tastes... This is a lot of shit, you know that.
You're emphasizing prairie-fed.
But you can't emphasize beef. That's like he's wanting me to emphasize in before July. Come on, fellas, you're losing your heads. I wouldn't direct any living actor like this in Shakespeare. Well, you do this. It's impossible. The right reading for this is the one I'm giving it.
At the moment.
I spent 20 times more for you people than any other commercial I've ever made. You are such pests. Now, what is it you want?
No, I think...
In your depths of your ignorance, what is it you want? Whatever it is you want, I can't deliver because I just don't see it.
That was absolutely fine. It really was.
You isn't worth it. No money is worth it.
No money is worth this.
You know, he's such a total SOB, and I see his point.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have loved to have been around him 24 hours a day. I would have laughed at that man. I would have just hung out.
I just love hearing Orson Welles say peas.
It's just like in July. You can't be... But did you hear, I mean, that it went... Even when he was bitching.
Yeah, it was so eloquent.
Oh, my God,
Yeah,
it's
it was
infectious
beautiful.
to listen to him.
I wouldn't direct an actor in Shakespeare. You people are such pests. That was marvelous.
Ah, that's great.
And thanks to Tito back there for editing that up for us.
Woo! That was good.
You show me a jury that'll say in July, and I'll...
That was good.